his rookie season. He was obviously the first rider to win for KTM since they rejoined the World Championship and the first South African to win in the MotoGP class. He took a lot of accolades home that day, didn't he?
He really did. It's almost like every single winner so far this year was set some milestone or broke some record. There you can see there Andrea Dovizioso and Brad Binder, I'm sure for the first time, getting a proper chance to fully congratulate Joan Mir, the new world champion, and his two young men, of course, as well, have been fantastic this year. Who would have thought coming into this season, Franco Morbidelli on last year's Yamaha has now won the same amount of races as Fabio Quartararo. Those two now, the top two men in this season. They've won 3 races each, so a bit of bragging rights down in that pit box this weekend to see who can seal the deal on the most wins in 2020.
Absolutely, but all of the Yamaha wins actually started with Fabio Quartararo. Now, oh my gosh, we started this 2020 season, and after those first initial 2, especially the second one in Jerez, we thought there was absolutely nobody that could stop Fabio this year. What a turn of events.
It looked like he was going to steamroll the championship like Marc Marquez did last year. Of course, the season started in such dramatic fashion. When we thought we were going to have this picture posed at the start of the year, who could have believed that it would not feature the old world champion now, Marc Marquez? You can see there Miguel Oliveira, of course. What a weekend for him, racing a MotoGP bike for the first time on home soil. He gets to congratulate Joan Mir as well. But Fabio Quartararo made such a sensational start. I mean, he was dominant in those 2 first races, and we thought it was going to run away with the championship. Love that. That's fantastic. I mean, these two have been close rivals, former teammates, of course, in Moto3 back in the day. And what they've all said to a man is that Joan Mir is, without any question, a richly deserving MotoGP world champion this year. Amy, he's only won 1 Grand Prix, yes, that's true, but he's been able to, as we talked about, marry consistency and speed so brilliantly on that GSX-RR. Nobody scored more podiums than him this year, and he's been absolutely brilliant. So many people are happy for him. For Suzuki, they're back on the top step for the first time in 20 years, the World Championship.
Well, we say he's only won 1 race, but there was, of course, that race in Austria where he came so agonisingly close. And if it wasn't for the red flag that was brought out, I'm sure that race it was for Maverick Vinales when his bike, unfortunately, their brakes didn't work at a particularly frightening moment. And then, unfortunately, it meant that Joan had to head back out on already used cars. I think they already had like 12 laps on them or something like that, hey?
I'm so happy that Joan Mir did take a victory this season, and it came in Valencia a couple of weeks ago, which set him up brilliantly for that first match point last week. And there's been all the talk, hasn't there? Is he going to be the first Premier Class World Champion in history to take the title without ever winning a race? And there was all these people saying, oh, well, you know, it won't be the same because Marc Marquez is not here. It won't be the same because he's not won a race. Absolute rubbish. And like you said, Amy, he was well on course to win that race in Styria. He was 2.5 seconds clear of Taka Nakagami, and then that red flag came out, the whole incident with Maverick Vinales. And since then, he's come close. I'm sure that Joan Mir would have won a lot more races this year if he could sort out his performances in FP3 and in qualifying to get into Q2, because grid positions this year have cost him. He's been so strong in races that actually, if he does qualify better, then he's probably going to spell quite a lot of trouble for the guys next year.
Well, we said that so many times about the Suzukis, but then we go back to Alex Rin's recent win from 10th on the grid. That was seriously impressive. And we said it before, Matt, we have to believe that had Alex Rins not been injured in that first Jerez race with the dislocated and fractured shoulder, there perhaps would have been a few more that would have gone his way.
So many different stories to tell about this year's championship. I mean, like you say, Alex Rins, Amy, I mean, his championship challenge was really, really blunted right from the get-go. That horrible injury he suffered, the right shoulder injury in that high-speed crash in qualifying in Jerez. I mean, Franco Morbidelli, what a different story it could have been for him this year. Of course, he had the mechanical in Jerez when he was well set for the podium, completely innocently wiped out in Austria in that horrendous incident involving Johan Zarco, and then Maverick Vinales and Valentino Rossi afterwards. But you can sort of say that about every rider in this group, because Joan Mir, he'd have had the championship wrapped up a long time ago had he not fallen off in Jerez and then been wiped out by Iker Lecuona in the 3rd round in Brno. I mean, I think after Brno, Fabio Quartararo was over 45 points clear of Joan Mir in the championship. And even at that stage, I think some people were going, Joan Mir is out of this. It's a condensed, shortened season. 2 DNFs in the first 3 races. He's not going to be able to claw that back. So it shows what an exceptional job that young man who we're looking at right now did to find his consistency, find his speed, and crucially find that winning touch, which makes him a